Daily meditations for Advent, preparing for Christmas, Richard Rohr. Isaiah 25, verse 6. On this mountain, the Lord of hosts will make for all peoples a feast of rich food, a feast of well-aged wines. The kingdom on earth. I sometimes feel we preachers and teachers must come up with new sermons all the time. It seems terribly unfair because Jesus basically had one sermon that he just kept saying in different ways. Jesus announced the presence of what he called the kingdom or the reign of God. He kept saying it is like or it may be compared to, and he used stories, parables, and metaphors so that we could recognize what was obvious to him but not so obvious to us. Religion can only use the language of metaphor because we are pointing to transcendent things. Jesus told us to pray that this mystery will be as obvious to us on earth as it is in heaven. The banquet described in today's Isaiah reading, for example, is clearly now and also later. Jesus was asking us to see fully and to see that the inside of things is always bigger than the mere outside. Basically, you can translate the kingdom as the big picture, which is how I'll use in this booklet. The kingdom of God or reign of God is how things objectively, truly, and finally are. Jesus is always inviting us to live in the final and full picture and not to get lost in momentary dramas, hurts, or agendas. In Latin, we used to say subsubsi aeternitate. That is, to ask ourselves every day, in the light of eternity, will this really matter? In the light of eternity, will this really matter? There's one great drama that utterly relativizes and situates all our daily emotions, hearts, addictions, and plans when you abide in the God self. The small self is always seen as limited, insecure, and good, but still passing away. We must eat from another table to know who we really and finally are. When we can live inside this great inner feast of life, as described so beautifully today by Isaiah, most passing things become exactly that, passing things inside of the great banquet of inner aliveness in God. Questions for reflection. What study, if any, what study have you done of the true self and the false self?